May meeting. This month, we'll do a very brief recap of the primary election. And then the more important part of the meeting is the what's next section. I don't know, thinking of the Cavs being in the playoffs, I kind of think that primary elections are like the playoffs, okay? Um, and we're done with the conference finals, and now we're done for the championship. And the championship is where Democrats aren't going against Democrats, Democrats are going against Republicans. Now, in the primary election, the Progressive Caucus endorsed a number of progressive candidates. Some of them won, some of them did not. But the reality right now is we endorse all of the candidates who are running as Democrats. We endorsed Brian Hambly for Secretary of State. He did not win. But now we all need to get on board with Allison Russo because what's at stake this fall is vitally important. Also, on the primary election note, we ran a slate of Central Committee candidates, and we did quite well with it. And if you ran for Central Committee, thank you very much. One of the things that the Progressive Caucus has been trying to do over the decade we've been around is try to move the County Democratic Party in a more progressive direction. And that starts with getting progressives elected to Central Committee spots. So again, that was very successful this particular cycle. Now, throughout the meeting, you will notice that we're not putting a lot of links in the chat. And the reason for that is we're going to send you an email tomorrow, and it's going to go out to all the people who registered. We had 35 registered. They probably won't all show up. And it's going to have various links as to what we're talking about. One of the links is going to be become a member of the Cuyahoga County Progressive Caucus. We find at our meetings there are people who like the topic, they're not members, and then they like what they see, and then they join. The other is a donate link, and we are all volunteer funded, all volunteer staffed, and we exist from small contributions from people like you. So if you can donate a little bit, that would be greatly appreciated. We'll also send a link to a video of this meeting. We record all of our meetings on our YouTube channel, and we actually find that more people watch the YouTube link than actually show up for the meeting, which is fine, as long as they see what's going on. And then we're going to provide a link and a description to our very special event next month. And this is the Cuyahoga County Progressive Caucus's 10th anniversary celebration / fundraiser. As I was thinking of this event, it's hard to believe it's 10 years. But time flies when you're always fighting the good fight. So it has been 10 years. And for those of you that don't know, we formed out of the Bernie Sanders campaign in 2016. And we've been going strong ever since. So like I said, time flies when you're fighting the good fight. So our first speaker has to get to another meeting. So I want to introduce her first. She is our endorsed candidate for Ohio House District 17. And she's up against one of the sleaziest Republican scumbags you can imagine, somebody named Mike Davila. Mike has close competition for this, but he's right up there with the top. So without further ado, our candidate for District 17 House Representative, Megan Coy.
Hello, everyone. Like Steve said, my name is Megan Coy. I'm running for District 17 in the State House. So that includes Berea, Broadview Heights, North Royalton, Olmsted Falls, Strongsville, and as I'd like to say, for some good gerrymandering, they threw in 120 people that live in Olmsted Township. So I work full-time as a registered nurse in oncology, and then I am a councilwoman for the city of Olmsted Falls. So that's the meeting I'm running to once I get off of this one tonight. I just got reelected to my second term there. Um, so I am running for state rep because everything I see as a nurse just continues to remind me of why I'm doing this. Just today, I had a patient in tears expressing her concerns about access to Medicare for the care that she gets as an oncology patient. So I say every day I'm reminded of why
Welcome
I'm in
to
this
the
fight. Um, so I let's see, I've been a nurse for almost 11 years. Before that, I was a health educator at a college. So I also have my master's in public health. So my opponent posted a picture of himself with RFK Jr. when he was up in Cleveland last week or the week before, and that one hit me because they are not fighting for the people. So a big thing that I keep coming back to is that whole concept of fighting for the people of this state. Um, we've spoken on gerrymandering, we've spoken on reproductive rights, we've spoken on legalization of marijuana, and our state legislature continues to waste time and tax dollars trying to pass legislation that goes against the will of the people of this state. So that plays into me running for this seat. And then also, I'm a big proponent for public education. My mom's a retired elementary school teacher in the public schools. So, the funding that's being taken away from our public schools and being funneled into private schools is unacceptable especially when they're not being held to the same standards as our public schools are. So that is something else I'll be advocating for, is to reinstate that fair school funding plan that they took out of the budget this year. So um, that's a little bit about me. I have a campaign manager officially starting on June 8th. Some of you may know him already. It's Harrison McCright, who worked on Sue DeRicchio's campaign 2 years ago. So he'll be officially starting with me on June 8th. And I'm working with Bellwether for fundraising. And this is a targeted seat in the State House. So a lot of attention is getting poured into this race. So I'd be grateful for everyone's support, whether that's canvassing, making a financial contribution, spreading the word to friends and family, because this race, flipping this seat, will help everyone in the state. We need 6 seats to break the supermajority. So, and they believe we can do this, and I believe we can do this. I just need everyone's support behind me as well. So, does anybody have any questions or anything for me?
Thank you, Megan. Stay in
Okay,
touch. We'll see you
I
soon.
will. I will let you guys know as everything gets going. So
All right.
gonna be pedal to the metal next month, so in
Sounds
like a
good.
week. So,
And,
all
and
right,
good.
thank you guys so much. And I'm looking forward to Juan will be talking more about that, but I've been in touch with the coordinated campaign, so ready for the team effort to flip this seat and then also flip Max Miller's seat with Brian Poindexter. So I was excited to have Brian come out of that race. So I'm looking forward to working with him and everyone at the ODP to make this change happen. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Megan. Megan mentioned Brian Poindexter. He was also one of our endorsed candidates. He could not make it tonight. We are hoping to get Brian to a meeting or an event very soon. So, when we formed 10 years ago in 2016, we thought Ohio was still blue. Okay, Hillary Clinton was here constantly during that game. We thought that campaign, we thought it was like 2008, 2012. It's going to be close, but Hillary's going to take Ohio. We didn't know. Most of you probably didn't know either. Um, but in every even year election cycle since then, it's like, oh, this year Ohio can go back to being blue or go back to being purple. This year's the same, only this year I believe it because the factors are all exactly in the right place. Um, Trump has been so terrible his poll numbers are so low, his personal supporters don't vote. Around the country, between 10 and 20 points difference in special elections with the people who vote Democrat versus the people who voted for Trump when he was running. And so if you think of the margins in Ohio, if that trend stays, this is the year Ohio can turn blue. And the same thing is true in Congressional District 7. Max Miller had 51% of the vote 2 years ago. So Brian Poindexter has a very good chance of taking that seat. But statewide, we have two outstanding candidates at the top of the ticket. Sherrod Brown, who has won in Ohio when it's been a red state, and Dr. Amy Acton. And our special guest tonight, Juan Delgado from the coordinated campaign, is going to talk a little bit how we can help to make that happen. Juan.
Thank you, Steve. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and for having me on your call. As Steve mentioned, my name is Juan Delgado. I'm one of the regional organizing directors with the coordinated campaign. My region specifically covers Greater Cleveland, or to contextualize it better, the majority of the 11th congressional district. And so I kind of just want to share a few updates that we got going on, and also opportunities for anybody to get involved as well. I can also share my contact information in the chat if anybody wants to get in touch with me about how through other methods of getting involved. Or Steve, you're more than free to include my contact information in that newsletter when it goes out. So definitely want to let you know the campaign is opening its first field office over in Cleveland Heights. It's a really exciting time. We'll actually have a campaign office to work out of. Most of my organizers will be working out of there, and it's definitely a place that we encourage everyone to take a chance to visit, pick up campaign materials, or once we have yard signs, also a great pickup location for yard signs. We actually have an office opening tomorrow with Senator Sherrod Brown. I want to encourage anyone on this call to join us. We're more than happy to accept last minute signups as well. That is on Mobilize. You can find it. And it'll be tomorrow at 3 p.m. We're very excited to see you all there. We also will be beginning our first weekend of Action Canvas kickoff in Lakewood, Cleveland Heights, and Maple Heights on June 6th and 7th. So we are inviting all volunteers to go out, knock on doors with us, and show the strength and determination of Northeast Ohio's volunteer teams. And this is an official start of sharing our message with the voters and informing them of all the statewide candidates running to make the lives of Ohioans better and move Ohio forward. So I also have links to those Canvas kickoffs in Lakewood, Cleveland Heights, and Maple Heights will be included in the newsletter you all receive later tomorrow. But in terms of other ways to get involved, we have a couple methods. Our campaign is currently hiring 4 field organizers. So we're looking for folks who are committed, dedicated, want to take on a full-time paid role with our team. We're trying to hire locally because you guys know your communities best. So if that's something you're interested in, please feel free to reach out to me. More than happy to look over your resume and we can schedule an interview pretty quickly. But secondary to that, we also have an organizing fellowship program. So this is also a great way for folks to get involved with the campaign on a volunteer capacity and in a part-time capacity, I guess you could say. It's the minimum requirement is 10 hours, but you'd get more inside look with how campaigns operate. You'd kind of get more of the technical know-how as to what we all need to do to organize our communities, recruit volunteers, keep them engaged. So that is definitely a great program I want to recommend. So if you or anybody you know is interested in our fellowship program, this is also something that folks are able to put on their resume if they want to continue working in like political spaces as well. So our team is also more than happy to be references. And then we're also kicking off a campaign ambassadors program. This is for volunteers that are interested and able to kind of talk to uh, crowds of other dedicated Democrats, kind of like what I'm doing now, attend a variety of their Democratic club meetings, festivals, community events, and just be a presence for the campaign. But you'll also be a spokesperson for us too. So we'll share you on updates to share with new volunteers or potential voters as well. We'll have a virtual training on how we need to have these interactions. But it's just a great way for the campaign to be everywhere, especially when I or my field organizers can't be. And there's a lot of meetings that happen over the course of this month in Cuyahoga alone. So it does help us expand our reach and presence, especially to those clubs that we are not always able to reach. So you'd play a major role in making sure that folks know about the campaign. And then other than that, I think that is the campaign's updates. But yeah, you all will receive that information through a newsletter by Steve. But I will drop my contact information in the chat if you had particular interest in anything that I shared today. I'm more than happy to receive a call, text, or email, however you'd like to communicate with me. But thank you so much, everyone, and I will pass it back to Steve.
Thank you, Juan. I'll also get Juan's contact information in the email we send out tomorrow. In case it's more difficult to go into the chat. Does anybody have any questions for Juan? I just noticed that Ohio House District 20 candidate Eugene Miller is with us tonight. Eugene, do you want to say a few words? Tell us about your campaign.
You have to unmute.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm I'm always multitasking, so I'm at a Ward 2 meeting. But I'll just, like I do all the time, stay in our meetings and stuff. You know, thank you for those progressives who did vote for me this past May 5th. I got a Republican opponent. I plan to still be engaged. Like I just told the people here, you know, about the Voting Rights Act. My late grandfather was born in 1911, and I was telling them the story. My grandma was born in 32. My father was born in 55. I was born in 74, and the Voting Rights Act has been attacked all the time. And as progressives and moderates and whoever we are in Ohio, we need to be standing up for that. And as a future member of the State House, I'm going to stay engaged with this caucus and do what I need to do to help out. And you have my word on that. So that's where I'll be at. But my concern is really about this voting rights thing. This is going to affect everybody, So I'm just here outside because I didn't want to be in there with the low internet in there. So I come outside. So that's it.
Thank you, Eugene. And let us know if there's anything we can do to help, please.
Well, it's attacking all of us. It's like one of these things. I mean, this is reason why. It doesn't affect just blacks. It affects all us Democrats. And one of the things I'm finding out, we're going to have these tough discussions come as a party. It's these tough discussions. That's going to happen. Because I remember people, like me, I campaign and I would still be the same. I'm a moderate Democrat. They say we don't exist. Most of the things that I feel that are important, like I'm in Ward 2 Slavic Village. You can't get, this area needs just as much as any part of the district. And I'm going to be supportive of that as a moderate Democrat. And I just know in the upcoming months as Democrats, we're going to have tough decisions to make. Because I heard you when you said, Steve, in 2016, they didn't want Hillary. But we know who did not vote for Hillary. They didn't want, and in 20, they voted for Biden. But in 24, they didn't want Kamala Harris. We know who didn't vote for the lady. We know in Ohio who didn't vote for her. So we got to have these tough discussions as Democrats. We'd rather have a Democrat in office than a Republican in office. Whether that Democrats are moderate, whether they're black, white, Jewish, transgender, we'd rather have Democrats in office than those Republicans. and we got to have tough discussions instead of worry about who we like and don't like or who's in this group. The Democrats will be better for Ohio than any of those Republicans. Period.
Absolutely. That piggybacks off what I said at the beginning.
I heard you.
I didn't realize you were on then. Yeah, we support all Democrats at this point. So that's good. Thank you very much, Eugene. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, there's
tonight?
there's one in the chat for Juan. And I'm not sure if he's still there, but are there any plans for coordination between ODP and Democratic Central Committee members? Juan, are you there? I think he might have walked away.
If I could answer that question, Deb, there should be now. Are you talking county Democratic Party Central Committee members or the state Central Committee?
I think it's county. Ryan, is it county or state? County.
Ryan, are you a Central Committee member yourself?
Yes, he was just elected.
Okay, and so you're kind of a rookie Central Committee person, correct? Well, what the Central Committee is responsible for is getting materials out and knocking on the doors of your precinct. And the County Democratic Party will get us the materials. Your responsibility is to get to every door as many times as you can in your precinct. And that is the responsibility of the Central Committee members throughout the county. I noticed Dan has his hand up.
Dan, there's no hand up here, so I think he was agreeing with what you were saying.
Okay, that's my mouse. I'm sorry.
Oh, and Steve, I was briefly away. I apologize for not being able to answer Ryan's question. But yeah, for the most part, you are correct. We definitely absolutely want coordination between ODP and Central Committee members. I think the role of that looks a little bit differently. I think the Central Committee members coming from their local communities, they know it best. We absolutely want to encourage you to get as many folks out to knock those doors and also be open to knocking doors that exist beyond those precincts, because there's going to be a lot of folks that we will just have to reach across Cleveland. And so I know a lot of folks will oftentimes want to knock their local communities. We can only do that so many times, though. We would appreciate your help and participation in helping us knock more of our targets that are going to be low propensity voters that don't go out and vote often. They also get be minority voters as well. So that's where we would need your help. But we kind of also will help in providing tools and resources for you to be able to complete these canvassing efforts. But that is definitely something we can talk more if you have any additional questions about it.
And Juan is actually speaking to us tonight from the Cuyahoga County Democratic Party headquarters. There's going to be great coordination between the county party and the coordinated campaign. And in the Central Committee, Juan, we just elected Central Committee members, so there's a lot of new folks involved. The structure is your city or ward leader should get those materials and get them to you. So you wouldn't necessarily have to come all the way downtown to the county office.
Yes. And because there's also going to be a lot of Central Committee members, I probably won't be able to interact with every single one as much as I would like to. I love meeting new people, but in any case, you might be interacting more with my field organizers who will have more specific turfs across Cleveland, and they'll be overseeing specific communities and precincts. So central committee members are more than free to interact with our field organizers and build relationships with them, let them know how you need help, how we can best support you as the Coordinate campaign. And
Anything?
sadly, I will have to leave the meeting early. I do have another meeting to attend, but everyone, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any additional questions. Steve is going to include my contact information in the newsletter, and looking forward to seeing you all at some of our events. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Juan. Appreciate you being here tonight. Anything else? All right, mark your calendars. June 25th, CCPC 10th anniversary celebration fundraiser at Forest Hill Park in Cleveland Heights. We're going to provide pizza and water. If you can bring a side dish, that would be great. If you can make a donation, that would be great as well. If you can't make a donation, come anyways. We'd love to see you. Thank you.